Yo, people have been asking me how I do Sunken Temple, and this is how I do it. I've done this since level 52. I have no nature res gear on at all, so this is just, byproduct of being level 60 and stuff. I don't have a low level mage to show you guys, so, you'll have to take my word for it. But obviously it gets easier as you level up. You resist more spells and stuff, which gives you more mana back from your talent. But you can do this with no nature res gear at all. And the way that I found this out is because gnomes cannot jump on the normal wall that you see most people do this AoE with. I'll point that out in the future of this run. And then, because gnomes can't do that jump, you have to use a different wall, which gives you an easy spot to LOS. If you time your jumping properly, it's really easy to get out of sequence or whatever, but if you do it enough, you'll see what I mean. So I just boogie down here. All of this wall here is a reset spot, so if I aggroed anything on the way in and was in combat right now, I would be standing up here going out of combat, but I'm not. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these drakes now. So these are the only things on my threat table. I know that they'll leash if I don't tap them again, and then you just dance on the boss here. You have to make sure that you keep moving until he screams, and then go into this corner. When you're like 50s or so, you can just kind of hide around in this general area, because you won't aggro them when they come back. I got a little lag spike right there, so it didn't look good, but those dragons would have been chasing me. But you can stay over there. It's just a time thing, as long as you keep running and don't stand still and don't re-aggro. Alright, so these guys will start coming in now. It's a big deal that you kind of come this way and let this stuff render in a bit. As you do this run more and more, you'll find that if you let this side go out of render and then bring this part into render, you'll get a better group on that far side. So I usually drink right about where you saw, come to about the middle pillar of this hallway there, and then head back this way. So when I was 52 and doing this, I was only doing the dragons. So you're going to see me add the trolls to this pool, but if you weren't doing the trolls, you would just run straight across. The pool would be exactly the same. So after you get this, blizzard on there, wait for it to hit, blink out, nova these whelps, and then a melee elites, and then we'll just keep running. So you'll see these dragons, the big ones, will reset on the same timer they did like the first time, and you'll end up with just the dragonlings. Alright. So like I was saying, you would just go straight across here, maybe drop a couple rank 1 blizz behind you to group up better, but we're going to add the trolls into this group to increase the XP a little bit, and it actually doesn't increase the difficulty of the pool too much. So if these were super far behind, I would wait, but I'm looking for them to be coming around that corner as I'm coming around this corner. Got this first troll group targeted, we'll fire blast him. Make sure we stay on this wall here, you'll see the dragons coming around. Walk into this group, face pull it, nova it. I'm going to counterspell that one, and then blink over here. You want to try to avoid aggroing the boss. The troll boss will yell over here if you aggro him. It looks like I did it properly. If you aggro the troll, all of the trolls in the room will run down. And I have found that it can make you lose out on trolls. So this looks like a good pull right here. As you can see, the casters are what are doing the bulk of the damage I've taken. And it looks like 60% of it is that acid spit. So this is where most people will be like, nature res, yada yada. But if I wasn't adding these trolls, I would not need any nature res at all, because I would not have gotten hit by more than like one cast. So what most people want the nature res for is not for pulling that troll room like you just saw me do. It's because when they come up on this wall right here where they do their kill, they are using this wall right here, this one right here, which I do not like, and gnomes cannot use at all. So what we use is this one the whole time. So this is the normal like ice block, get everything past you. This is why we group stuff up, because if this train of mobs is 10,000 miles long, your ice block won't last long enough and you'll die. So we ice block, we'll bandage here. If we would have had any shadow word pains on us from those trolls that we aggroed, we just ice blocked it off, so we always bandage first. And then we'll do some rank 1 blizzes here to kind of pack everything together before we start max rank killing. So now the key here is these wormkins are what's going to cast the acid on you, right? So he's walking up to try and cast on me now. You can see his cast just started. And if you hop up here, bam, no cast. And he did not get far enough up this hallway to be standing here casting on me right now. That's what a lot of people fuck up. So we'll just keep doing that over and over and over again. And you'll see it's doable, but a little bit slower. But as you level up, you know, and can stand here and cast more and more, you can, you know, use the resists to drive your mana pool. But like I said, it's not required to have nature res, and you can do this from a quite low level. We're just grouping up. Every once in a while you get a run through like that, no biggie. You see I lost my ice shield, like sometimes you get casted on, and this is where if you didn't have the trolls, you have no DOTs, so you can constantly be bandaging up here in between the hop up and potioning. You find quite a lot of superior or superior health and greater manas on these pools. So after you get the farm down a little bit, you won't feel bad about using pots just to help speed them up. But yeah, you can get a little bit sloppier with this and stuff as you go. At low level, you might find that you run into mana problems, and I just realized I forgot to put mage armor on. You should have had that on from like the minute you hopped on this wall. Sometimes I'll even throw that on in the troll room, because the majority of the damage you're taking during the pull is caster stuff. And you can see right there, I fucked up mine blizz, so I'll hop back up here again, send them all back down. Oh, that was weird. And this just shows you how easy it can be, you know what I mean? So just stand up here and we'll do it again and again and again. If you get into mana problems and you've ran out of evoke and haven't used your mana gems efficiently or anything like that, just use rank 1 blizz and you will regen more mana than you spend. So I've intentionally done a pretty poor run here to try and simulate, you know, what it would be like if I was a lower level, because you have a lot more mana problems at a low level. Obviously more resist, you do less damage. So normally at low level I would find you would have to evoke every time, you would be mana gemming at least 1 mana gem every time, but that's fine, you know, your runs take 10 minutes, so they're up every pool. You can see it, this wormkin's getting close. If you stood on this wall like back here, it's too far away and you're gonna get casted on, you see. You need to be close. So my judgment is usually this line on the floor right here. You see that line that goes across? Makes that tile. That's where I'm aiming for when I walk back. So walk back, bam, right here. Dampen magic stays on right here also. Another huge help. You could talent improve dampen magic. I do not have it right now. It would have helped leveling up though for sure. Alright, cool. So I'm pretty much out of mana now. I haven't gotten much mana from these pools, like trying to tank the acid spits, because you wouldn't have that at low level anyway, so. But I'll also at a low level, you'll kind of get a feel for it, but you have a chance to miss your loot here. Obviously the whelplings die first, and that's kind of your gauge, but once the whelplings have died, you're kind of on a timer of you need to kill everything else and start looting or your mobs are going to despawn. It only takes like 7 minutes or so. It's not as long as you might think. So you'll probably miss out on the loots your first couple runs and all that, but that's all good. Shower pain's about to take off. Bandage again. Evoke's on cooldown, so we'll blow our gem here early. So the thing that you can do to really speed this up, like I was saying, as a higher level, is you do one blizz to catch them on that corner, and then you just keep blizzing as they come down. These corpse eaters screw this pull up pretty good. You don't end up killing the corpse eaters, and then you can blizz like going this way too. My advice is, when you're low level, do not try any blizzes when the mobs are going the other way. Like every time you're up on this wall, you should be mana regenning and letting the mobs go around. It's easy to screw yourself really good by separating your group, by letting like half of it stay up here slowed and the other half run down the hallway. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this corpse eater here. He keeps running to the corpse on the ground, eating it, healing, and then when I hop back down, he comes up. So I'm at like 82 mobs right now. If I wasn't filming this video, I would probably be hopping off and bailing, but I want to show you guys the tail end of this pull. So I'm going to do some rank 1s. But when you pull the trolls, sometimes you'll get lucky and kill the corpse eaters, but like I was saying, normally they fall out of your grouping, so you skip them. You just do a reset. So you can see here, I have a bunch of death eaters in that group, so I'm going to keep killing. But those corpse eaters make it hard to like snipe off the tail end of this pool. That's one of the reasons why I leave the trolls till high level. So I'm just trying to finish off everything here that's not a corpse eater. Like you can see this corpse eater is getting low, but he heals so hard. It's like really tough to kill by just spamming even max rank blizz. So most people just bail on these. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and like you'll be whittling the corpse guys down. And there won't be any corpses for them to eat. It looks like I might get lucky on this one here. So you just try to kill as much as you can, but eventually you'll have to bail. We got this guy's like half. These priests here, they make the skellies also. Yeah, so I have like corpse eaters and that's it. So once you got corpse eaters and stuff like that, you just stay up here, let them run that way, you know, just like they have been. And then you just go for this respit. Right here, this one's pretty easy to land. Bam, bam, bam. And then just stand here till you got a combat, run up the hallway and loot, and then reset. And that's all there is to it.